So, finally, I have finished the book. I finished my first book of 2015, and now we're gonna give a review / book talk on it. And this is, of course, Samaj Chainani's The School for Good and Evil. Do you see that cover? Okay. So, this is gonna be a 2-part review. The first part is gonna be like an overview of it, of what I thought of the novel, the writing style, you know, the generals. So that will be no spoilers part. The second part, however, is the part with all the spoilers on it. So I'm gonna pause for a moment, probably after the first part, so you can like leave the video, keep it in your watch later, and then watch it after you've read the book. It's a really good book. I love it. I enjoyed it. So let's get on to the first part. I want to talk about first the cover. As far as middle grade fiction books are concerned, it's actually a pretty good cover. Right? I mean, there's a girl in black, and then there's this blonde girl, and then there's this sort of like school crest, which is really awesome, right? Oh my gosh, that's my camera flashing hollow battery. The first part is the cover. It's such a gorgeous cover. Oh, sorry. It's such a gorgeous cover. Look at it. It's nice. It's nice, right? So that's one of the things I liked about the book. The cover is so nice, even for a middle grade book. And the setting in this book is really well established, I swear. Like, you know that the setting is the School for Good and Evil, right? And you're thinking castles and stuff. It's really good. It's really well established. The author really invested a lot of time into establishing the best setting possible for this. It's good. The writing style, it's in third person. Actually, there's a 60s Thursday video coming up on this. I did this for the second 60s Thursday video. I'll link that down below, I think, probably. The writing style, for third person, it's really authentic. Like, it doesn't feel like the characters are less real, or like you can still feel their emotions, and you can still identify their thoughts as their own, even though it's in third person, and that's a good thing. Always a good thing. So themes. Some of the themes discussed in this book. So this is for people who haven't read the book or planning to read the book in the future. Mostly the first part. Themes. The themes? Mostly, this book mostly deals with friendship between those two girls over there, and other people as well, other supporting characters in the story. And I think it also deals with primarily good versus evil. Like, it identifies how thin the line between good and evil can become due to certain circumstances. Like, it's just very elaborate with good and evil and all that. It's classified as a middle grade fiction book. Yeah, look at it. It actually says at the back. Do you see that? Oh my god, you don't. Ages 8 to 12, it says there. And I was like, oh. When I read that, I was like, so I'm not supposed to be reading this? But then, I love middle grade books. It's one of those middle grade books that you gotta read. It's beautiful. Also, there's some romance and some violence that's with middle grade books. But yeah, I think a typical reader can handle that. So yeah. That's actually, I think, the end, I believe. We have reached the end of the first part, which is the no spoilers part. So the next part will have spoilers. So yeah, if you haven't read the book, add this to the watch later. Do it now, and then come back when you have read it. I'm gonna give like 5 seconds for you to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was actually 10 seconds, but whatever. So let's proceed to the second part, which has a lot of spoilers. First of all, I want to discuss the characters in the story. So for the characters in the story, the main characters are best friends, Sophie and Agatha. I didn't identify with either of them, like, exactly, but I definitely identify more with Agatha than Sophie. I mean, like, I really hated Sophie. Like, she says she's good, but right from the start you can tell that she's pretentious and vain and evil. Sophie, please, just... I was really just very frustrated with Sophie. Even with all the things that happened near the end of this book. Not enough to redeem you, Sophie. Try harder. Agatha, meanwhile, is a very easy character to identify with because she's... You see the goodness inside. It's real. It's authentic. Tedros, King Arthur's son. I'm not very sure if I like him or not at this point, but I don't hate him full show. I mean, he's like typical guy, except Prince, you know. The other characters in the story, like Dot, Hester, and Anadil from Evil, and like Beatrix, Rena, and Millicent from Good. They're also very nicely fit into the story. It doesn't seem forced or like anything. The schoolmaster, well, I thought he was the good brother, but then before it was even revealed that he was actually the evil brother, I had already sort of an idea that he was the evil brother, because Sophie would have failed, should have failed, like near the beginning. Like, if Sophie had failed, there would be no rest of the book. But she didn't, and I was thinking maybe the schoolmaster is evil after all. And it was. He was evil. And that was weird. The storyline is kind of a weird idea for me to wrap my mind around, but it's like this pen makes the stories. And this pen, like, decides whatever happens in the story. It's weird, but cool, kind of. I also like to talk about some events in the book. Like classes, for example. The classes are super cool. I did warn about spoilers, so I'm gonna show you. This is the classes for evil. You can see uglification and henchman training and curses and death traps and some stuff. And both of them have surviving fairy tales. Which is kind of hard when you're living in one. And this one is good. Beautification, princess etiquette, animal communication, like Snow White in real life. That's weird. The concept of this school is really well written. The classes, the events like the ball, fight scenes, magic, mostly surviving fairy tales class. That was the greatest class here. They learn magic, they learn how to survive in the wild. It's amazing. However, we come to the question of the ending. The ending of this book is very abrupt. You were warned. So it's better to engage into this book with like the second one right alongside it. And the third one I think is expected to come out this year, so that will complete 3 if there's only 3. But yeah, at least more of the School for Good and Evil world, which is amazing. Great read. I'm giving this 4 stars, I think. So yeah, that's basically it for the review. Goodbye. By the way, if you notice the scene change, wow, observant. Do you see it? This is our original setup. Different from the first half of the video. You didn't see it?